Welcome back to Crafty Cabbage. Today I am going to be teaching you how to use Krita. This is part 2. The first video went pretty much viral for my channel. It got like 500 views so far. So I thought, why not make a part 2? So if you haven't seen part 1 and you don't know how to use Krita, you definitely want to see that first. So I'll put a link at the top up here somewhere. We're waiting for you. Yes, you. So this video isn't going to be as much of just showing you like what this pen tool does and what this does. It's going to be more of a drawing tutorial in Krita. I'm going to be drawing a fruit because it kind of covers the basic things. I'm going to be showing you how I recommend to use layers and how I recommend to use what brush for what thing. It's just going to be more of a how to get started drawing rather than what this tool does and what that tool does. So let's jump onto the computer and get started. Okay, so we have Krita open here, and if you don't know how this works or how it looks or how to create new documents or any of that, make sure you clicked on the video up in the iCards somewhere up here on the right side of your screen. So I'm going to basically be showing you how to use Krita in a realistic way rather than this tool does this, so more of a tutorial based showing you how to draw. So for today's video, I'm going to be showing you how to draw a mango. However, this can apply for tons of things, so we're just going to get started. You can select your brushes up here. So many brushes to choose from. In this video, we are going to be mostly using this basic Sketch digital ink one. This one is the basic one. It just looks like solid color. We are going to be using some erasers here. It doesn't really matter which one. We're going to be using, sometimes I use the pencil one for leaves to get a more realistic look. These brushes are quite helpful for some fading effects. And we're also going to be using a blending stick. I'm not entirely sure which one I use. I think it's this one. Yep, this one. The blending basic. So make sure you have all those. You know how to get to those. And yeah, hit the escape key to exit out of that, and we can start drawing. So the first thing we're gonna do is we're gonna get mangoes are obviously orange and yellow blended. So I thought this would be a good thing to draw because obviously it's quite a bit of blending. So we're gonna actually start on a fresh layer with some black. You can change the size up here, but I'm not going to go through all the same stuff where this video will be like 50 minutes long, which would be, honestly, nobody wants to watch that. So the first thing I tend to like to do is sketch it out. Now, I use my mouse to draw, so it takes me forever to get a good shape, but make sure if you don't hold it down too long if you're liking how it's looking, because then if let's say I like it so far, and then I go, oh, then if I hit Control Z, it's all gone. You can't do, you could get the eraser tool, but it's just kind of a pain to deal with that. So I'm going to start by drawing our little circle. This takes a while, so make sure to leave plenty of time to draw. It takes much longer than drawing normally. However, it's nice having it digitally because you can put it on t-shirts and stuff like that. So I have this. Make sure you draw on a new layer because you don't want everything to be on one layer, because then if you want to move a certain spot, it gets much more complicated. So I tend to start with a nice outline. Then I would generally create a new layer by clicking this little button here. Again, for full tutorial on this kind of thing, like the layers and all that, make sure to click on the top right of your screen. So the first thing I'm going to do is grab a nice orange. It's a bit harsh, but this should do. I'm actually going to drag layer 1 up above layer 2. So if I were to go here, oh, I'm on layer 2, that's why. So if I were to draw here, the black should overlay, so I don't have to be quite as precise, which is a huge bonus. And make sure to go in the comment section and tell me if you like these Krita tutorials, because it's not my normal, but I do enjoy making them. And with the amount of views I got on the last one, it seems like you guys like them. I'm not gonna just do Krita though. I want to keep it mixing it up, because personally I know if I do certain kind of art too long, that I just get bored of it. So it's just not, I want to like switch it up. And a new video coming soon, which is a sneak peek, Harry Potter wands coming this next weekend, sometime soon. And those should be cool because it's Harry Potter's birthday, so stay tuned for that. I'm just going to fill in this whole area and come back. Okay, so here we have this first part. You want to make sure you have both of these on the same layer so we can blend them. Now we want to go up here and select our blending tool. Blending. There's so many brushes, which is nice generally, unless there is so many that you can't find the one you want. So now this is quite simple. You just kind of go like this, but this part takes forever. I mean, like I probably spent like 10 minutes on this before. It just depends how much you want it blended, but like if you want it like very basically like a gradient, then you can actually do gradients, but this does get a more natural look. Then you want to spend lots of time. I'll put an image of the mango I drew in a different video up above on the screen now so you can see, but like that probably took me 15-20 minutes of blending. So you gotta have patience when doing this, but it is fun. It's definitely different than drawing on paper. So you can see what I'm doing here with my brush, kind of just mixing it up. And if you see too much yellow on one side, just drag from the top or from the bottom, depending where your orange is. And I kind of just like to get the whole thing looking pretty gradiented. I'll come back in a minute. Okay, so we want to add another layer, put it in between the below the black layer but above the blended one. We're gonna get a nice pukey color. Actually, yeah, I think a pukey color would be good. Make sure you are no longer selecting the blender, and make sure you have the basic one as it's named here. And that didn't look so right, so we're actually gonna undo that. So that looks pretty good. Next, I'm just checking to see on my mango sticker, we are going to add a nice little leaf. So we're going to add a new layer and make sure that's above the green one, or the puke one, because we're going to actually have a nice green one here. We're going to actually blow this up quite a bit. Not quite a bit, but enough. 33. And get a good size for that. Something like this should work. I mean, obviously, try and do it a little better than that. That's actually not so good. But once I'm done, yeah, that should be pretty good to go. Okay, so once you are happy with the way it looks, you can get the move tool. On the left side, it should look with 4 arrows pointing in all directions, and you can move it because I didn't like the way my leaf actually was looking. So I'm actually going to move it a slight bit downward, and then we can move back to our normal selection tool, which should just be the normal mouse icon. Okay, so the nice thing is having those layers is you can move things, but if you had forgotten to, I'm just gonna do an example here on the blended layer. Let's pretend you only wanted half of it. Select this and then go to the move. Actually, I'm pretty sure that shouldn't do anything. Okay, we're gonna undo that. I believe it should be this tool, but I'm not entirely sure. Let me just go with that, and I think if we go to the move tool, yeah, then you can move that. So if you wanted only the top part of this mango part, and you go to the move tool, well, you would move the bottom part. So that tool is helpful if you did forget. However, it does get less good results. So now we need to add the face. So select the top layer, add a new layer. Make sure you're saving by hitting Control S as much as possible, because my computer does crash occasionally. So let's just type in, let's call this test for Krita 2. Save it and then hit Control S, and on the bottom it should say saved or something. Some weird code, but it does mean it's saved. So we're on our top layer. Now we can select our black. Now this part is actually probably the easiest part. Make sure you don't have the blender selected. See where it went. Now I'm just going to go up here and select it. So this interface seems a little clunky, but once you get the hang of it, it's really quite easy to learn, and it's quite a good program. So I'm just going to go there and there. This manga's going to have some nice big eyes. I'm going to give him a little bit of a smile here. I'm not taking it as much time as I would if it were to be like actually a drawing I cared much about, but this is just a test, nothing much. So let's just say that's what we want. We're going to add another layer and select the white color. And maybe we're going to do some cute little eyes. So we're going to go up here. I'm actually going to undo that. It's a lot of experimenting because I'm much better at drawing in real life, I guess you would call it, on paper. But yeah, it's definitely much easier on paper, but I do enjoy this as a little bit of an extra. So you add the pupil and then the highlight. You can make the highlight a little bigger, but this is what I'm gonna roll with for now. So that's basically how you draw your mango. So let me just save that. And if you want to merge them down, I'm pretty sure you can do that. You can merge with the layer below. Duplicate layer. You can do a new layer from visible. There's lots of different things you can do. I'm not going to cover it all in this video. A lot of it I did cover in the last video, so if you didn't see that, make sure you click up on the right side of your screen. You can merge visible. So this is an awesome tool, Krita, because it's so easy to learn, and it's really advanced. I mean, you can get crazy results, and you don't need Photoshop. I mean, I have Photoshop, but you don't need to use Photoshop. If you don't want to get Photoshop, you don't want to find a way to get it free or something, you don't have to. This works perfectly fine. A few more things, if you didn't see that video, this toggles on and off the visibility. This locks a layer, so if I were to see it has that red X or the cross through it, that basically means I can't write on it. You can change the opacity of a layer. So as you can see, that's barely visible, which is helpful for like overlays and things. And you don't have to have a background. So if I were to get rid of this background, unlock it to get rid of it. Now it's a transparent background, which is perfect because you can put this on now like t-shirts or like mock-ups or different cool things like that. That's what I did with some of my other merch. But I'm pretty sure that's basically it for this video. Thank you so much for watching. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you did, please smash that like button and subscribe if you're new to my channel, because that really tells me that you want to see more videos like this one. If you're new here, welcome. I post weekly art videos just like this one, sometimes digital art, but mostly not digital art. Yeah, I hope you guys are staying safe, and I hope you enjoyed this video, and I will see you in my next video next Sunday. Goodbye.